The online world is full of nightmares relating to benzodiazepines. It's a graveyard full of horror stories that will keep you trapped in fear. You don't see the success stories online because the people who do heal do not want to relive the nightmare that they've experienced while going through their taper. I upload these videos for you to tell you the truth about the nightmare many of us can face, but to also let you know that healing does take time. And I also make these for you to show you that you can go through hell, you can lose everything, but you can come out the other side and you can find peace. I would spend my whole life trying to numb the trauma of a difficult childhood. I also would have to deal with the tragic loss of my first daughter. That would be where reality would just break. Reality would fracture for me when that happened, and I went down a very dark road. I ran successful companies. I lived the high life in Asia for 14 years. Everyone thought I was living the dream life. Everybody thought I had it all figured out. But sadly, I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of addiction and a never-ending cycle of pain. I guess you could say I was a suicidal imposter. I was wearing the mask of a happy person. But I want to get back to the reason why I'm uploading this video for you. I had to go through the absolute brutal benzodiazepine taper. I returned to the UK in 2019 and I was already in full-blown tolerance withdrawal. And if you know about benzodiazepines, this is when the meds just stop working and you have to increase your dose to get the same effects. I was also a single parent at the time. I had returned to the UK with my 9-year-old daughter, and my reality had basically shattered into pieces. I had no clue what was real, what was in my mind, and how I would even get through the next moment, let alone the next day. So I honestly do understand where you might be when you're watching this video now, and I do truly empathize with you. But I want you to know that we cannot have self-pity. We have to be positive, and you have to know that you are going to get through this. I truly do know that you will heal from where you are right now. I have been studying topics relating to mental health and addiction for over 25 years, mostly in an effort to understand what was happening within my mind and also to heal myself, as I have the ability to focus for extended periods of time on topics that I find interesting. And obviously, wanting to heal from the nightmare of addiction was something that was very, very close to my heart. I also have one more course to do, then I'm a qualified therapist. However, I am not making these videos to try and get customers. I only upload these videos for you because I truly do understand the nightmare of tapering off benzos and other psychiatric medications. And that is why I want you to understand right now, before I go any further, that you will heal from where you are right now. You will get through the pain you're experiencing. I know you will. If I can come back from the darkness, I know you can too. And that is the paradox of benzos. They do not heal the issues why you initially started to take them. All they do is mask the symptoms. So when you're tapering off your medications or you're going into tolerance withdrawal, you can relive every single ounce of pain that the medications have suppressed. At times it can feel like you're dying or that you've lost your mind, but you are not. You truly are not going insane. It's the withdrawal effects of the medications. And I know the symptoms you can experience all too well. The terror, the burning nerves, the endless nights spent pacing back and forth in your home. You can think that you're going crazy. I do understand that. But you are not losing your mind. You're stuck in fight, flight, or freeze. And the chaos going on in your mind amplifies everything 1,000-fold. I do understand that all too well, having been exactly where you are now. Your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. This is because the effects of the benzodiazepines' calming abilities have been stripped away during your taper. And in my personal opinion, having lived a lifetime of addiction and a lifetime of pain, this is probably the most destructive thing that a person can go through. But again, I want you to know you're not broken. It is your system recalibrating, and you will heal from this. Benzodiazepines work by attaching themselves to your GABA receptors. GABA is our mind's natural calming ability. They act similar to the brakes on a car. However, benzos take over the body's natural GABA. So when you're coming off the medications, we need to take time for our minds to stabilize and our body to start reproducing GABA to help our body to calm down, which takes time and it takes patience. And I do get the sheer panic, the absolute terror you can feel. I remember the intrusive thoughts, they would never stop. I would want it all to end on a daily basis. While my daughter was at school, I would sit frozen to my sofa for hours at a time. I had no idea what was real and what was imagined. But I'm not saying these things to scare you. I'm not saying these things to frighten you. I want you to know that even from the darkest of places I am now fully healed. You may have heard this mentioned on other videos online, but neuroplasticity is real. This is where our mind creates new connections and starts to relearn how to live in a calm manner. And what I always talk about in my videos is what we need to do to help us during this time. Our brains can relearn how to survive. Our brains can learn how to calm down. All the time we are coming off our medications, our brain is creating new pathways, helping us to heal. And I do get it. You can feel like this is different. Everyone else has never experienced what you're experiencing right now. But I'm here to tell you that healing is painful, it is messy, and it is destructive. And you may feel at times that there's no way you can make it through another day. But this is why I have called my channel Today Is All That Matters. As I mentioned earlier, I have been studying mental health and addiction related issues for over 20 years. And I never thought that journaling would work for somebody as damaged and as broken as myself. And so you know a little bit more about me. I have been for the last 1 year writing my autobiography, and I'm nearly finished, and hopefully I will get it published and released later this year. And through hindsight, I have come to realize that was one of the most pivotal moments within my recovery. It forced all of the chaos out of my mind and onto paper, which would start to give me some release. I now journal every single evening, and it is truly transformative. I'm not suggesting for one moment you sit down and try to write your life story. At the moment, with all the chaos going on, it would be pretty impossible for you to do that right now. But what you can do is set a 1 minute timer and write down your darkest, most irrational thoughts without editing a single word, without self-censoring. You need to get the thoughts out of your mind. This moves the trauma from the fear center of your brain to the logical part, giving you just a moment to breathe and to separate yourself from the chaos that is going on in your mind and in your body. I always try to recommend that you stop scrolling toxic groups online. All they do is reinforce negativity and self-pity. And as I've said before, that is not what you need. You need to be positive. You need to understand that you are going to get through this. Self-pity will only make your journey that much more difficult. One of the other things you can try, which I have found very beneficial, when you get the terror spikes within you and your body is clenching up, find where the part is on your body that is giving you the most discomfort. Often you can feel a clenching within your chest, and when that spikes to an uncomfortable degree, gently place your hand on your chest, take a slow, deep diaphragmatic breath into your belly, and tell yourself that you will be okay and that you will heal. This sends a safety signal to your vagus nerve, calming down your central nervous system. And I do want to tell you that you will survive today, but you don't need to think about in the future. You do not need to think about what's going to happen next week, next year. All you need to concentrate is getting through the now, getting through today, and that is what will help you to heal. So you know a little more about me. I returned to the UK in 2019, and as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I was already in full-blown tolerance withdrawal. I was a single parent, I had my daughter with me, and I clawed my way through each and every day. Sadly, in 2022, I had to send my daughter back to live in Asia. I needed to protect her from the vile bullying she received at school. So I would have to send my daughter back to Asia, and I would have to continue my healing journey in isolation. So I do understand what it is like to be alone during this time. And that is despite having lived a very different life. The vast majority of my initial videos online are about benzos. I do want you to know that you're not a lost cause. We can all come back from the most nightmarish places imaginable. I do know that. I existed in darkness my whole life. Now, making these videos is a little bit difficult for me as I am quite an introverted individual. Despite working in the nightclub industry for over 30 years, I have always kind of existed on the outside. I guess I'm what you could call a friendly introvert. And one of the things I have also come to learn, despite working in the nightclub industry for 30 years, our home and our lifestyle needs to try and be as calm as possible. As you can see around me, my living room is a very dark blue. I do have a very bright light there for you so you can see me when I'm making these videos, which is can make you blink a little bit, but I do try to get through these videos as easy as I possibly can, but talking into my telephone and uploading these to social media is not something I thought I would do in a million years. But I do make these and I upload them just for you to let you know that you can get through this. What we need to do through our days, and this is something you will come to live by even after you have healed. We live for the day. We create a small routine of self-care and structure for our day, and that will help you to live a full, fruitful, and calm life. It may not seem that at the moment. It may seem like that you will never heal from where you are right now, but I know you will. Concentrate on your breathing, create a small, simple self-care routine, and try to create a small bit of structure for your day. Talk to yourself with kindness. Understand that all of the chaos going on within your mind and within your body right now, it is not who you are. It will not last forever. It is all caused by the medications. Sadly, the medical professionals and the medical establishment and the pharmaceutical companies have no idea what these medications truly do. And I do know I'm not the most entertaining person online. So if you're still watching this now, I know that you will heal. I know that you will survive this. I would be very grateful if you could leave me a comment down below. I would welcome suggestions for any types of videos you would like me to make. As I say, I've been studying mental health and addiction issues for over 20 years. I have also been into health and fitness for over 30 years, and I do believe that is one of the main reasons why I'm still alive today and able to upload this video for you. And I am living proof that you can lose everything and you can still find peace as long as you remember you keep fighting every single day and you never stop, you never give up.